I emailed doTERRA's PR rep providing links to my video reports and asking for interviews. He responded, "Your concerns with Operation Underground Railroad are well documented, and we are aware of recent allegations against O.U.R. We are reviewing our support of O.U.R. I am happy to answer any questions you may have via this email chain." After reviewing my list of questions, doTERRA would not answer any of them. Kirk Jowers was involved 4 years ago when doTERRA got multiple complaints about Tim Ballard's veracity. One controversy involved funding for O.U.R.'s documentary film, The Abolitionists. Movie producer Darren Fletcher was Ballard's primary accuser. Television commentator Glenn Beck was the first to back the idea of videoing an armed militia rescuing child sex slaves for a television series. He had already been working with an all-Mormon video production team on another project. The team consisted of Academy Award winner Jerry Mullen, best known for Schindler's List, Chet Thomas, and Darren Fletcher. Using the Utah entity Fletchet Entertainment, they sought donor and investor money to fund the proposed TV series. Not long after that, Beck encouraged Tim Ballard, who he'd also been working with, to form a nonprofit entity to assemble a heavily armed team to make dramatic rescues of child sex slaves. This time Beck became financially involved, asking his fans to make what he called tax-deductible donations to kickstart the venture. He raised $1 million within hours. Among other investors, one Utah family alone invested $2.5 million in the project. Darren Fletcher and his co-producer, Chet Thomas, set out to create that action TV series. As I said, they formed the for-profit venture Fletchet LLC. TV networks rejected their proposal, so Fletcher and Thomas began using the footage to produce the feature-length documentary under the Utah company, the Abolitionists, LLC. But before the movie was released, a bitter dispute arose between the producers and Tim Ballard. That's how Kirk Jowers would come into play. Two entities were involved in the falling out. The for-profit movie production company, Fletchet Entertainment, and Tim Ballard's nonprofit, O.U.R. Ballard insisted on becoming a partner in and being paid by the movie venture. Fletcher and Thomas opposed Ballard's participation. After TV networks rejected the series, hope that investors would get repaid vanished. They threatened to sue both companies. By the time editing was finished, the movie company owed investors several $1 million. Desperation set in. The film needed to be a big box office hit to repay investors. When it came time to premiere the movie in May 2016, Sean Reyes, speaking as Attorney General, issued a plea for Utahns to buy tickets and attend.
This is Attorney General Sean Reyes coming to you from the great state of Utah, here in the Capitol, and I've got a really pressing issue that I need to talk to you about. I want to thank everyone who has supported the Abolitionist movie, everyone who has supported Operation Underground Railroad. And Operation Underground Railroad is a key figure, an historic player in this fight against human trafficking. If ever you've sat and wondered, what can I do with my life to make a difference? If ever you felt like, I really want to make an impact in the world, starting with your own community today, you can do that by supporting the film, The Abolitionists. You have got to come out May 16th for opening night. The Abolitionists will be showing in a number of local theaters here in Utah.
The movie's preview portrays Ballard as a hero who did what other organizations had failed to do: rescue child sex slaves from the clutches of traffickers and pedophiles. Here's an excerpt.
People travel all over the world and to engage in sex with children.
They're this age, and they're this age.
If me and my team don't find these kids and go for these kids, no one is going to. It's our job. We have to do something. The typical sting is to do like the bad guys do. They sell kids. They sell kids for sex. Good people don't know how vast this problem is.
The Abolitionists premiered in Utah and was shown in select theaters around the United States. When Ballard took the stage at the main event with producers Fletcher and Thomas, they had not been on speaking terms for months. Audiences were asked via a message on the big screen to donate to O.U.R, and doTERRA would match them up to $100,000. doTERRA wellness advocates use social media to also plug the film.
After I viewed the film, The Abolitionist, my next question was, how can I help? And I'm hearing this from so many other people. Everybody's wondering, what can we do? How can we help with this cause and to further the cause of freeing these children? So one of the ways that you can help with that is by streaming the film, The Abolitionist. It's also something that you can share. Click on the link below, share it with your friends and family, share it with everybody.
Behind the scenes, financial misconduct was alleged. Tim Ballard was accused of lying, and doTERRA officials were caught up in the controversy. I interviewed Darren Fletcher in 2017. We discussed the problem of a nonprofit getting too deeply involved financially with a for-profit. He said Ballard forced us to make him a full partner. We said right out, it's a conflict of interest. He was paid everything we were paid, about $180,000 to $190,000. The worst part, he really did not do anything, maybe a few days of voiceovers. As part of my reporting 4 years ago, I obtained some text messages Fletcher had sent another party. Well, I am the producer-director of the Abolitionists. We have our own issues with Tim Ballard we're trying to resolve. He's also the best liar I have ever come across. Whatever brings in more donors, that's it. Morals and ethics go right out the window for him. He's already lost his biggest donor, doTERRA, over our issues. The president of doTERRA and he is calling one of our cameramen into his office to talk about it tomorrow. This guy was hired by doTERRA after they saw the film. There is a lady in the AG's office who despises Tim. The truth is that I think Tim has hurt the cause more than you ever could. He's doing things that are morally and ethically wrong. He's scaring away donors who would otherwise put their money into the cause. Tim is a master of spin. What's worse is he actually believes it. Yeah, Tim has Sean Reyes in his back pocket. I'm hearing that Tim has gotten Sean Reyes involved. You should know that. He's contacted Sean and pulled him into this. I have a feeling the AG's office is pulling some strings. Darren Fletcher was one of the first witnesses to provide information to criminal investigators. He may have explained how the multi-million-dollar movie investment deal was resolved without the threatened civil lawsuit. Who paid what to whom, and was any of it done under the table? I also interviewed Kirk Jowers. He was aware investors were worried about getting repaid and that there could have been improper dealings between the movie company and O.U.R. It could be very disconcerting, he said, if there is any improper commingling of funds between the two, or if they did not have proper separation. It does sound like it's getting a little murky between a nonprofit and a for-profit. Sounds like judgment has not been ideal. But he said, we are now comfortable enough with how the money is being used. Jowers referred to the blow-up as smoke. He said, O.U.R. let go a couple of people and there are a few things brewing. They've been very active in trying to explain stuff to us. He said Darren Fletcher is the main purveyor of smoke, but also a doTERRA wellness advocate who was with them in Haiti. He said, our inclination is to continue to support O.U.R. if they really are bringing young girls out of sex slavery. Then we're all in. doTERRA must have written it off as all smoke and no fire because they remained all in with Ballard and O.U.R. During secret mediation that included Glenn Beck, Ballard and O.U.R. were able to reach some sort of deal with Fletcher, Thomas, and the investors. The deal extinguished the threatened investor lawsuits. The Abolitionists movie ended up a box office dud, but was used very successfully to raise money for O.U.R. It's now free on Vimeo.